right, welcome in everyone. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Chris Miller, go ahead.
Scotty, in the pregame, we really talked about New Orleans front court. How much was that really the difference in tonight's game?
Yeah, it's those two guys, actually three with Steven Adams. Ingram, all-star. Zion's all-star player. They're tough to stop. They're aggressive. They're making shots. Threw a few different players at them, different schemes, good players. And they made big plays. Give our guys credit. We battled, we fought. It's the same thing, you know. We're playing hard. We're just not able to finish. I thought we cut the lead to 8. Then they hit a 3. We missed a 3. But like I said, those two guys are really good. And, you know, we just didn't have enough to keep the game.
What more can you say about just Brad's fight? He could have easily, and you could have easily just sat him at the end of the third quarter, but he continued to go out there and compete. What kind of message is your leader sending non-verbally when he's out there competing like that?
Yeah, he's a serious athlete. That's what I love about him. He's a serious guy. He competes. He wants to win. He's a winner. We're not winning as a team, but Brad is a winning basketball player. We're shorthanded. He could have easily said, "Coach, that's enough." He actually wanted to keep playing. And he probably played about 3 or 4 minutes, maybe too many. But right now, that's all we had offensively to keep us in this game or get us back into this game. We're down, mid-20s, and we cut it to 8. He made plays. They were trapping him. He was feeding the big for the row. We were kicking out for corner threes. Brad's a winning basketball player. I couldn't ask for a better player to coach. Our organization's lucky to have him. He leads our young guys, leads our team, leads on and off the floor. The guy's as good as a person as he is. Probably, obviously he's a better person as he is a player, and that's pretty hard to beat.
Right.
Scott, what are those decisions late in the game like for you when your roster's even shorter because Len's got the fouls and all that, and you're trying to put together just enough firepower to be able to sustain a comeback?
It's mentally taxing. There's no question. I mean, we got 2 bigs against a team that's big. Picked up a bunch of fouls. But you gotta fight. You can survive in this league if you have that grit and that toughness and that competitive spirit and that will to win every possession. Doesn't matter how big you are. You can make it in the league. You can stay in the league if you do that. If you don't, you're going to make it on your skill set, and that's going to be a short-term career. But we got guys that fight and battle. And I thought, I'm proud of them. This road trip was rough. We didn't come away with any wins, but we knew that we were going to go out there and compete and battle, and we were hoping to close out one of these games, but it didn't happen. But we got guys coming back soon, and I still positive on what we can do. It's still early in the season. Whatever, 13 games in. 14 games in.
Zach.
Coach, did this road trip kind of remind you of the bubble in a way, just playing shorthanded and just trying to get some growth in these competitive games, but not any playoff situation, obviously? Yeah,
I mean, there's some similarities, but like I said, there's no excuses. We still want to keep fighting, keep competing, keep improving as a basketball team. We knew we're going into this. I mean, nobody's done this before, ever. Never in the 70-something year history of the league. Nobody's had to do what we've had to go through. And, we're going to be healthy. We're going to be whole soon. Like I said in pregame, everybody worked out now. The last person got a workout in. and look pretty good. So don't know if they're all going to play. Don't know if some of them are going to play, but we're going to be healthy very soon, and then we're going to be able to be the team that we know we can be, and that's the only thing that we can do right now is keep fighting and keep working and keep just incremental gains every day. But it's going to be nice to have a whole team together. But that's just part of what we had to go through this year.
Ava?
Scott, on that note, when I believe it was earlier this week, you said some guys might be able to join you on Friday. Would they be able to actually get minutes in a game and good to go, or what do you mean by when they rejoin you?
Yeah, no, they've been getting some great workouts. We have our performance team, medical team, sports scientists. They have a really good game plan, and we have coaches back really working them out and simulating games, game minutes, and a lot of the acceleration, decelerations it's accounted for. They were getting some of their workouts are being equivalent to almost 25 to 30 minutes of game minutes, and we're going to be able to do more. They did more today, and they're going to do some more tomorrow, and then let's see how they feel. There's a great chance. Don't know how many. There's a great chance that we're going to have quite a few players back soon. I'm hoping Friday. I can't guarantee it, but I know what they're doing. I know they were working, and every day they felt better. So they've started off on Sundays. Some of the guys started off on Monday, so they're going to have five or 6 days of good work going into Atlanta, and then tomorrow they're going to be able to do some 5-on-0. So they're going to be able to get some good work tomorrow as well. Looking forward to seeing them.
Chase?
Scott, after that first quarter, you guys started kind of running the offense through Robin Lopez in the post. Given how much you guys have struggled to score these past 3 games, is that just kind of an example of how creative you've had to get with missing so many scores? Yeah,
you have to. I thought really we probably played them pretty even until I thought the game. I hate to say the game. As you finish the game, looking back, I was worried about the closing of the first quarter. I think the last 3 minutes they ended up getting 15 points on some shots that we probably could live with, but they ended up making them, and that's how they stretched that lead in that first quarter. But after taking away those 3 minutes, the game was pretty close, and you have to be creative when you have a lot of our rotation guys or 3 starters out. You just have to. You can't. And then give Brad credit. He comes back to back, big minutes, still competes. The winning spirit that he has is critical to our future success, and to go through it now and still not give in. It's huge. It's huge for me. It's huge for our staff, and it's huge for our team going forward, because we know that we're going to be healthy, and everything's going to be much better when we have our entire group and get our group. And there's going to be a little bit of adjustment, but we're going to adjust in the right direction.
And then Anthony Gill, so far he just hasn't been able to translate his scoring and his shooting early in his NBA career. What do you think he needs to do to kind of have the same success he had in the EuroLeague?
Yeah, he just needs to step in and keep working on his game and his shot. I'm surprised he's not making some of his threes. He makes them in practice, makes them before games, but this is all new to him. Great teammate, not a good teammate, a great teammate. He's a guy that he can help your culture and help your team win. It maybe doesn't play at all probably when we have our complete roster, but he plays without playing, and those guys are important. I was the MVP of that type of role, and you need it. The coaches need it, but I think he's definitely capable of making shots. He just hasn't been able to hit threes so far early in his NBA career.
I think that's it, Coach.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate you.
Oh, baby.
Fred, you have a question?
Oh, yes, I do have a question. Hey, Garrison.
There you go.
I didn't want to unmute when it wasn't appropriate yet. Garrison, I'm just wondering how kind of this transition into becoming a regular rotation player has been for you. What has this process been like?
It's been great from my experience, for sure. We got some guys out right now, which makes it, tough on us as a whole, especially with having to play big minutes and this long kind of road trip back to back. But, I'm thankful for the opportunity. It's been great experience for me. I still need to, continue to get better locking in defensively and making sure I got the coverages down and doing the right thing defensively. But, as a whole, it's been great experience for me, coming in as a second year player. It's just been great experience.
Chase, go ahead.
Hey, Garrison, you guys are missing a lot of the top scorers on this team and some of the best shooters, obviously, Bertans and Thomas Bryant. What's it been like just these last few games trying to generate offense and create space?
It's been tough. We were out, almost 2 weeks from playing. Even the guys that, didn't get COVID, but were in the protocol. But it's been 2 weeks since we played, and then, having a back-to-back and quick road trip, it's kind of tough, getting your game legs back, getting into the swing of things. I think offensively we our spacing wasn't quite correct, like in some of the games before we got hit with COVID. And then defensively, it just seems like we're kind of, even myself, like just a step slow, which, I think it's kind of normal. It's no excuses. We took 2 weeks off, but, I think it's normal when you haven't played an NBA game. I mean, everybody can score in the NBA, So when you take 2 weeks off and then come in without no game legs trying to guard these guys, it's tough. But no excuses. I mean, we need to, continue to do what we do and play harder and play smarter. We can't keep going over screens. I can't keep going over screens when I'm supposed to go under screens and all that kind of thing. So, but, there's no excuses. But those 2 weeks off were tough for us.
To have the offense stall, I would imagine that's kind of an unusual feeling for you guys because you're one of the top scoring teams in the league. And, usually it's been defense that you guys have been trying to improve, right?
Yeah. What was the question? My fault. I didn't hear the first part.
I guess it was more of a statement. But what's it been like for you guys going through that when offense has generally been, your biggest strength, for several years running?
I mean, it's hard when you got, some of our best scorers out, guys that, we don't normally get as much time, have to come in and pick up the weight of some top scorers, some top shooters. It's tough. I mean, when you got that many guys out, and especially being off 2 weeks, you can't be perfect, and we can't expect ourselves to be perfect. And, I hate to keep using that excuse, but, when you don't have your game legs, you don't have your top scorers, it makes it tough on Brad, because Brad's doing everything he can. I mean, he put up 40 whatever tonight. I mean, he's doing everything he can, and we got to have guys step up to help him out, because he's the best scorer in the league, and when you got that, it should make our job, the role guys, easier. But we need to step up for him because he's playing his heart out, and it's incredible to come in and watch what he does in and night out. And I'm thankful I have a teammate like that I can learn from and watch every night, because he's fun to watch and play with.
Chris Miller.
Hey, Garrison, I know you're a competitor, but when these losses are mounting like this, how do you process this mentally?
And I hate losing more than I like winning. It's so tough for me. It's the worst feeling in the world. I sit and sulk on it probably more than I should. And we can't let this losing streak that we've had become our mentality. And it's tough to do when you're 3-11. It's tough to make that not your mentality, but we got to keep reminding ourselves that the beginning of the year ain't going to define. Nobody's going to remember this part of the year if we come back and make a run. Nobody's going to, be like, oh my gosh, they're so terrible because they're started. It's how you finish. And so, we need to keep that in our minds and and not let this losing streak become our mentality and be okay with losing. Because I'll never be okay with losing. I don't care if we lose or if we don't win a game the rest of the season. I'll never be okay with that and just be complacent with that. So, we need to keep fighting and realize that this part of the season ain't going to define the rest of the season.
Thanks, man.
Ava?
Garrison, could you elaborate on that just a little bit more? How you guys kind of lift yourselves out of that mentality, obviously, other than getting a win, but what that process is like just for you guys, not necessarily just you individually, but in the locker room as a team as well.
I mean, it's hard. It's super hard when you lose so many games like this. But we got great leaders. We got Brad and Russ who are constantly on us to, be better. And being positive. It's not like they're just blaming people and doing this and that. They're giving constructive criticism, which we all need. And we just, we need to come together as a group and realize this is not acceptable, and we'll never be okay with losing. And, just keeping that mindset that, the beginning of the year ain't going to define us. And I feel like that's what we all need to keep in our heads, even though it's one of the hardest things to do when you're 3-11. It is super hard to, keep that mentality of, we're all right, we're going to pick ourselves up and we're going to bounce back and have a great year, especially when you're in a losing streak like this. It's super hard. But, we got to keep being on each other. We can't just stop talking to each other, because that's when, you get complacent. That's when you just allow things to just go terrible. So we need to continue to be able to take constructive criticism from each other and not sit here and blame each other, because, we're a team. It's not one of us that's just screwing us up. It's all of us that are having mistakes. So, when we realize that we need to quit blaming each other and take constructive criticism the right way, I think we'll be headed in the right direction.
And just wondering how you're feeling physically, obviously, after all of the time off, to come back and head straight into 3 games on the road and 4 nights. How you holding up?
It's tough. My body's hurting. I'm excited for this day off tomorrow. This back-to-back was tough, but, it's all a mentality. We're all hurting. We're not the only team in the league that's playing back-to-back. We're not the only team in the league that's hurting. I mean, I know not many teams have had 2 weeks off, but still, we can't come in here and be like, oh, my body's hurting, so that's an excuse for me to not get back on defense. So my body's hurting, so that's an excuse for me to take this playoff. No, it don't matter if your body's hurting. You need to play through that.
All right, we'll take a couple more. Kellen?
Hey, Garrison. Just going back to what you said about Brad, how would you describe what he's doing this season with his scoring, leading the league in scoring, and do you get used to he put up 47 points tonight? Do you get used to that? And can you elaborate on what you said that you've learned from him?
Well, he's an incredible player. I mean, you see how he's being guarded by these guys. I mean, nobody lets him get an easy catch. And for me as a shooter, they kind of do the same thing to me. So I'm thankful I get to learn from a guy like that who's able to get open, especially being guarded like that. But I mean, what he's doing is just insane. I saw a stat the other day. He's most 25 points at the start of the season. He's like top 3 or whatever it is. I don't know, but it's pretty incredible what he's doing. And, I'm thankful I get to play with a guy like that. And it's not like he's a selfish guy. He's one of the best players, one of the best teammates I've played with. And he's a great leader. And he's not out here just, trying to play by himself. He's trying to play with us, and that's on us to help him out, because he's doing everything he can, and he's trying to get guys involved. And when he's got 3 people around him, somebody's got to come get the ball and knock down a shot. It's not just him that needs to score the whole night. Of course, he can carry us, but somebody's got to step up and help him out, because, he's the best scorer in the league, and you can't really say much negative about that guy.
Thanks.
All right, last question from Fred.
Hey, Garrison. I'm just curious, building off of that, how have you seen defenses, because you're obviously new to a lot of guys when you go into games, a lot of those players haven't played against you before. How have you seen defenses change in the way they guard you after you make or even take a couple shots early? And what have you learned from watching Brad run around those off-ball screens and that kind of stuff? Like, what specifics?
Just the way his pace, the way he starts full speed, stops real quick, gets separation, and gets off the screen. that's stuff that I've been able to take away. I haven't used it, as much because, we're going to run all the plays for Brad. And, guys are starting to hug me and not let me run around like I would like to. But it's natural when you're a shooter. So just being able to watch him and watch film on him and watch the way he gets open has helped my game a lot, because the way he starts and stops and goes, it's like, especially with his speed, it's super hard to guard. And I'm not near as fast as him, but I can take some of his techniques that he uses to get open on screens and kind of implement that into my game. And, I need to do a better job of moving around on the perimeter, setting rip screens, setting flares to help get other guys open. Because when guys are sticking to me, I can become a great screener for other guys. And that's something that I need to improve into my game to help other guys get open. So I'll be continue to work with my player development coach, try to improve on those things to try to help Brad as much as I can. I mean, he's one of the best players I've ever seen. So, whatever us role players can do to help him out, it's only going to help our team out more.
All right. Thanks, Garrison. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
All right. Chris Miller, you want to start us off?
Yeah, appreciate that. Hey, B, I just talked to Garrison Matthews, and he said we cannot let 3-11 be our mentality. Are you getting the sense that that mentality is seeping through the group? And if so, how do you guys fix it?
First praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's a good quote by G. When you're facing adversity, as a team or individually or whatever the case may be, it's easy to kind of just fall into, that trap, and we know we're a lot better than what our record is showing, and we can't feed into that. We can't think that that's the type of team we are. Granted, reality is reality, but we also believe that, we're a lot better than that. We're shorthanded. So we haven't played in 2 weeks. So, everything we're still getting back, so there's no excuse 100%. But, that's definitely a great saying by G. We can't feed into being 3-11, being that type of team. That's not who we are. We know we're better than that. And hopefully the guys that we get back Friday can give us a boost.
Kind of a follow up about what you've been accomplishing. It's already kind of seeped out nationally. You are putting up unbelievable numbers, but not getting the result. Knowing you for as long as I have, I know that it's great that you're scoring all these points, but you want the result of victory. How are you balancing what you are doing individually with not getting what you ultimately want?
God's blessed me. That's all this is. It's all me scoring. That's all him. I can't take credit for it. He gives me energy every night, gives me the strength every night to play this game and the talents that I have. And, I just go in the gym and try to perfect those talents and, try to come out and play with energy every night. Whatever that looks like at the end, it looks like, I don't come out and say I want to score 50 tonight. I want to score 40 tonight. That doesn't happen. A lot of the shit I'm doing is I'm in awe half the time too. So, that's why I just credit him for everything, because he's giving me the energy. He's giving me everything I need, to continue to push hard, play hard each and every night.
Chase.
Brad, obviously you've been able to score points, but as a team, what's it been like trying to generate offense, missing a lot of the top scorers and some of your best shooters that I'm sure obviously add a lot of space?
It's not easy, because we come in every night knowing that, their objective is to keep the ball out of my hand and take the ball away from me, and double team, triple team, whatever the case may be, and do it for 48 minutes. Teams are going to do that. So I won't say it gets draining, but it's tough. It's very tough because I have to work hard, to get the ball, to get engaged in the offense. But us as a unit, we're still working new faces in, new guys in. Guys are getting more playing time now. We got a lot of guys probably not playing in their true positions. So it's an adjustment. We're all adjusting on the fly. And it's our offense, for one, is predicated on not turning the ball over. Myself leading the charge, and I think I might even be leading the damn league in turnovers. So just taking care of the ball, getting a shot up every possession, and just really moving without the ball, cutting hard, setting screens, just doing everything with the purpose. That's what I was telling guys in the locker room. Like, I don't care who shoots it. I don't care if you open shoot it, because we're not going to get those throughout the game. We're not going to get those throughout the possession. We got to take what we get. So it's still a work in progress. It isn't easy, but keep chugging.
And what do you think it'll be like Friday when you do get that wave of players back? Coach Brooks said you guys might get 4 or 5 guys.
Well, it'll be another adjustment because I'm sure they'll probably be on minutes when they come back. Can't just throw them right into the fire when they haven't played in 3 weeks now. So that's going to be tough on them and their bodies. So we gotta play that kind of smart. But it'll be good just to want to get back home and just be in our arena, and hopefully when the guys we get back, they're going to help us out a lot. But no matter who comes back, who we have available, we got to work with what we got. We got to go out and compete, for 48.
Ava?
Brad, what is it like knowing that whatever your body language is, whatever face you make at the end of the game when you're just sitting on the bench is going to be then memed and go viral on the internet and unleash a wave of opinions?
Yeah, and I gotta be better with that. I mean, you guys, media's gonna blow it up, and rightfully so. I'm mad about losing. Like, I don't. If I'm sitting over there laughing and smiling, what is the media gonna say then? Like, oh, he doesn't take it serious, So I just hate losing. I hate losing, and I'm going to continue to show pissed off faces. I try to control them as much as I can, but I don't like losing. So.
Fred?
Brad, just kind of following up on that. I mean, you talked earlier about the team mentality of being 3-11 and not wanting that to affect you on an individual level. I mean, you guys have had losing records 2 years in a row. What is it like individually being a top guy on a team that has struggled to this degree over the last 2 and a fraction years?
It's tough. I'm not gonna sit here and be naive, right? It's tough, because we want to win, and I want to win. This is why I stayed. I want to win. I figured this is a place I can get it done. So it's tough. Last year was what it was. We had a lot of guys out. John was out last year. It's a rocky year. COVID hit. So last year was just crazy. This year it's the same thing, like in a mini bubble outside the bubble. And no fans, no nothing, no practice time. It's been tough, but for me, like I said earlier, man, I give it to God for just giving me the strength to just do it every night, to just show up every night, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how we're playing. It's my job to lead and come out and compete every night, and hopefully guys will follow behind that. So that's just been my mindset. I feel like I would drive myself batshit crazy if, I consumed in every single problem, like in every single thing that we did wrong or every single loss. Like I think I would be bat crazy. So, I'm just taking it a day at a time. Constantly working on just focusing on getting better. How can I help my teammates get better? What more can I do personally to help us win? Because I'm never going to shift blame on my teammates, or I'm never going to blame coach. I'm always going to blame myself or look at myself and figure out how I can win the game or help us win. So same here, it doesn't change. But I would be lying if I said it was easy for him.
Zach?
The All-Star voting starts tomorrow. Do you think finally being at the top of the scoring list will get some people on notice to show some respect?
I don't know. I was leading scorer for a point last year, too. I think up to All-Star break, and we see what happened then. So I'm definitely not getting my hopes up this year.
Neil?
Brad, Tommy's a guy that, likes to have a close relationship with his players. Even, before he got the job, he was in the locker room, chatting with you guys after games sometimes. What has been, those conversations as you guys have dealt with this adversity the past few weeks?
I mean, he's encouraging. He's telling us to keep our heads up and just keep chugging. We know we're shorthanded, and there's a lot of stuff going on, COVID and within the team, and we just gotta work what we got and keep chipping. He's positive, he's working. And I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes or whatever, but he's encouraging. He doesn't quit on the team or on us. He's around us all the time. He's at every game. He's bought in, so can't question that.
All right, I'll finish up with Leonardo.
Brad, you played at a great level again tonight, but you lost. It bothers you to be the best player of a losing team. How to find a solution?
Leonardo, I swear, if I had that answer, I think I would be a genius. Probably. I think if we all had that answer, I think we all would be blurting it out right now. But I don't have that answer. I don't know how. I don't know. We just got to keep. It's not just one thing that's bothering us. One thing that's affecting us. That we could just pinpoint. Okay, we can click it. And, we're good next game. Everything's solved. Like it's not that easy. We have to be better defensively. Accepting those challenges. Stop turning the ball over. Getting our guys back healthy. So it's a lot. It's a lot for us to do in order for us to really turn this thing around. But our confidence is still high, like G said. We can't have the mindset of being 3-11. So come Friday, we got another tough one.
In a quick second, are you frustrated?
Is the sky blue? My man.
All right, thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, that's it for tonight, guys. We'll see you back post game on Friday.